Welcome back for session 10 of the Total Performance Management series. In today's session, I'll discuss the value and challenges of designing and delivering an effective 360 feedback process in the workplace. As organizations strive to create more comprehensive and insightful performance review processes, there's a noticeable shift towards incorporating 360 feedback. This approach recognizes that feedback should not solely flow from top to bottom, but should encompass input from various perspectives within and outside of employees' immediate hierarchy. This evolution in performance reviews offers a promising pathway for fostering a more holistic understanding of an individual's contributions and areas for growth. However, effective implementation requires careful consideration to ensure fairness and manageability in collecting and utilizing 360-degree feedback. If you're sending around a bunch of 360 requests through, say, a digitized survey process, just imagine all these administrative activities flowing on top of each other back and forth as employees are trying to get their day jobs done, and then they're inundated with requests for feedback about their colleagues. And they do want to be reflective and thoughtful entering into this. 360 feedback, also known as multi-source feedback, gathers input from various sources, including peers, direct reports if you're a manager, supervisors, and even external stakeholders in some cases. Anyone who has an ongoing, meaningful work relationship can be considered a stakeholder in which the employee may wish to ask for their feedback. It's a relationship that's mutually dependent to ensure success for both the stakeholder and the employee. That's an easy way to distinguish true stakeholders. They both share meaningful outcomes, ongoing relationships, and thus it's a critical stakeholder relationship. This comprehensive approach provides a more well-rounded view of an employee's performance, capturing not only their technical skills, but also their interpersonal abilities, their leadership abilities, if it applies, and the overall impact they make on the organization. This also eliminates the traditional manager-only review process, which we've discussed earlier has inherent issues because that's a data point of a one. Let's talk about the benefits of 360 feedback. First, it's comprehensive insight. One of the primary advantages of 360 feedback is its ability to provide a comprehensive and diverse perspective on an employee's performance. Instead of solely relying on the viewpoint of a direct supervisor, this method incorporates the opinions of those who interact with the employee in different capacities, and where, as I mentioned earlier, mutual success is at stake. Number two, developmental opportunities. By gathering feedback from a variety of sources, organizations can identify specific areas for individual development. This targeted insight also allows for employees to receive more personalized guidance and additional support for improving their skills and competencies. Next, enhanced self-awareness. 360 feedback creates a condition in which more self-awareness inevitably occurs with employees. They have to be more thoughtful because their colleagues, their friends, their peers, their critical relationships have all now weighed in on the extent to which this relationship is working. The multi-perspective approach encourages individuals to reflect on their actions, strengths, and areas for improvement, fostering a culture in which continuous learning and growth inevitably can occur. Next, improved team dynamics. This feedback model contributes to improved team dynamics by promoting open communication and collaboration. Team members become more aware of each other's strengths and contributions, creating a more cohesive, transparent, high trust, and supportive work environment. Now, while the benefits of 360 feedback are substantial, organizations really have to navigate potential challenges to ensure the fairness and manageability of the process. I noted some of these to some degree earlier, but let's get to some of the specifics. First, data accuracy and reliability. Collecting feedback from multiple sources introduces the challenge of ensuring the accuracy and reliability on the data. This isn't a popularity contest, and this isn't an opportunity for employees to sort of politic to the friends to say, I'll give you good feedback if you give me good feedback. Instead, it's an essential way in which employees have a chance to gain more robust feedback on how they are doing at this stage in their career, in their relationship to their colleagues and to the company at large. So clear guidelines and training need to be provided to ensure there's constructive and objective feedback, which minimizes the risk for bias and inaccurate assessments. Next, consider confidentiality. Participants in the feedback process may express reservations about the confidentiality of their responses. They may need to give tough, balanced feedback to their colleagues, but if they don't trust this process, then it may prevent them from being honest and open. It's critically important to create conditions in which there's a higher likelihood that people will be open in giving their feedback. Next, effective communication. Implementing 360-degree feedback requires effective communication to all stakeholders involved. In other words, these clear guidelines I mentioned earlier, expectations, and the purpose of the feedback should be communicated transparently to avoid misunderstandings and ensure active participation in return. And then finally, balancing quantitative and qualitative feedback. Striking the right balance between quantitative and qualitative feedback is essential. Qualitative comments offer valuable context. Managing these components effectively ensures a more nuanced and insightful performance review. Finally, to ensure ultimate success in your 360-degree feedback program, if you're willing to take this on, consider the following. First, provide training and education. As I've been noting, providing training to employees on how to give and how to receive constructive feedback is essential to an effective 360 program. This ensures that the feedback collected is valuable, fair, and aligns with organizational goals and the culture. It reinforces the culture of the company. Next, anonymous aggregation. To address confidentiality concerns, organizations can adopt anonymous aggregation methods, summarizing feedback without revealing specific contributors. There's all sorts of online tools out there. SurveyMonkey immediately comes to mind, among many others. There are plenty of embedded survey tools within HRIS systems within companies. Now, some employees may not trust that approach, so having some sort of third-party mechanism to collect data is probably the better way to go to ensure there's honest, balanced feedback that comes through the survey process. Next, continuous monitoring and iteration. Regularly monitoring the effectiveness of the 360 feedback process ensures that companies can identify where improvements can occur. Employees know that this is not some sort of dry, standard, same survey next year type of approach. They can really analyze what's the best approach, what are the best tools, what best fits with our culture to ensure fairness, accuracy, and overall satisfaction in the process. This truly is a collective, shared, collaborative means of giving feedback. And then finally, the integration with development plans. To make the feedback actionable, organizations should integrate 360 feedback with individual development plans, thus ensuring that employees have a chance to react to identified areas for improvement and also can target their learning and growth opportunities. In summary, the shift towards incorporating 360 feedback into the performance review process reflects a progressive approach in talent management. When treated reasonably and fairly, this method provides organizations with a powerful tool for fostering employee development, improving team dynamics, and creating a culture of continuous improvement. By addressing challenges head-on, implementing thoughtful strategies, organizations ultimately can unlock the full potential of 360 feedback and redefine the way they assess and nurture their most valuable asset, their people. Be sure to join me in session 11, in which we address the most critical element of the performance management process. Join me to learn more. See you then.